All right. Hey guys, thanks for joining me for WLBT First Alert Weather Plus. It is Friday evening. We had some stormy weather across, especially the metro area. Now, I know there were some other isolated storms across parts of central Mississippi, but really the worst of it was confined to areas in the metro and just south of the metro over closer to Mendenhall, right along Highway 49 as you go south and east. But things are quieting down now, and this is what it's looking like in our first alert forecast. And I'm meteorologist Elise, by the way, and for Chief Meteorologist Dave Roberts this evening. So you can catch me after this at 9 o'clock on Fox 40 and at 10 right here on WLBT. So our first alert radar looks like this. Again, quieting down here in the metro area. There are still some scattered showers near Braxton and McGee, over toward Crystal Springs, kind of in between rather. But there's not really much of anything hefty out there. And just to our west, that's where you're seeing some of the worst of the weather. Here's the heavier downpours that we have just over Edwards. These are moving west along Highway 80 and Interstate 20. So they'll be headed toward Vicksburg, but they've really been falling apart in the last little bit. Not expecting to see much more that's very impressive here in the next few hours because we're losing that daytime heat energy, but still some heavy downpours again over Edwards and in Bovina. Just going to give you a first alert here that this might make its way into your area shortly. Once the rest of these storms do clear out overnight tonight, we're expecting to see mostly dry conditions, very mild conditions with temperatures in the mid 70s. And this weekend, we'll have pretty much more of the same for you. Temperatures in the low 90s and some on and off storms in our first alert forecast. Then next week, not so on and off, very widespread stormy weather is expected to make its way back into the picture. And that looks something like this. Rain chances peaking in the middle part of the week. That's still expected. So between Monday to Wednesday is really going to be our best bet. Now, chances for rain are still decent Sunday, but they're expected to be pretty isolated tomorrow. So I think Saturday is going to be pretty decent conditions for you to do outdoor activities. And then as we go into the middle part of the week, again, that's where we'll expect to see most of the day widespread stormy weather. So Tuesday and Wednesday, I wouldn't make too many outdoor activity plans. Going into the end of the week, your 4th of July holiday, it does look, fortunately, for now, like things are going to be getting a little bit better out there. So here's your 4th of July holiday weekend forecast. Again, rain chances still decent on Thursday, but just in time for the holiday on Friday, it looks like things will be quieting down. They'll start to warm up a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised to see some mid 90s if we really do end up being totally dry across the area, because that summer sun is just something else. It is hot and it warms us up quickly. Overnight lows still about the same in the mid 70s. And that's not necessarily changing anytime soon. So lows in the 70s, highs in the 90s, but not excessively hot. We'll take it. Still going to be muggy, though, because we've got a lot of tropical-like moisture across central Mississippi. And speaking of the tropics, going to take you out here for a tropical outlook. We do have an area of potential development near the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico that is expected to maybe have some development in the next 7 days. It's a pretty low in chance for the moment, but it's going to be moving closer to shore again in the next 7 days. So some stormy weather for sure if you're headed down to Mexico for this time of the year. Of course, it's going to be hot down there too, but something to keep in mind if you have any travel plans headed that direction. We'll take a quick look at your temperatures and one more look at our first alert radar, and then I'm going to send you on your way for this Friday evening because it's the weekend. I want you to go ahead and get it started. Our current temperatures at 75 here in Jackson, but 90 over in Belzona, where you haven't seen any rain today. 77 in Carthage, 75 in Forest. Most places east of I-55 did see at least a shower earlier today. And in some places, maybe you had rain earlier and then it cleared out and you warmed back up a little bit, but the sun is starting to set now and it feels a little bit warmer in some places. Feels like 95 over in Vicksburg, but pretty pleasant actually out across the metro area for your Friday evening. Again, one more look at our first alert radar. I don't want to breeze over the fact that there is a flash flood warning for almost the entire metro, and that stretches down also close to Mendenhall. This includes... You're actually not included in this Mendenhall, but this includes Florence, Byram, Terry, Jackson, I believe part of Pearl, yes, Dogwood, Flowwood, Ridgeland, and Clinton. If you're headed to Ridgeland for that hot air balloon show, it's not raining anymore, and they may have to wait for the lightning to clear out a little bit further, but keep in mind that there may be some flooded roads. There have been lots of reports of flooded roads in areas that you don't usually see that, just because we had an unusually heavy storm push through the area, really heavy downpours, and that those rainfall totals added up pretty quickly. So that is going to keep being a concern in the next 20 minutes. That warning technically expires at 7, but I would give those roads plenty of time to kind of clear before you try to drive across them. So again, turn around, don't drown. That's what we tell you when there are flash flood warnings for an area. But the stormy weather is kind of coming to a close. It's branched out a little bit, but nothing severe at the moment other than that flash flood warning. Stay safe. Have a great Friday evening, and enjoy your dinner, and have a great weekend if I don't see you back here at 10 o'clock tonight.